Hey everybody, Dan again, and yes, I'm just recording this immediately after recording the previous one because I'm pretty well done with this. It's been taking its toll on me. I've had a lot of stuff that I've had to do and not enough time to do these in really and really do justice to them. Um, Not to mention the fact that I've just been having a lot of migraine issues and things like that, and just haven't really been able to, feel like myself lately. Um, but hey, this is our last day. This is October 31st, 2018, so 31 days of Halloween 2018 is officially over after I post this video. Woot. So anyway, this video is about In the Mouth of Madness from the 90s, starring Sam Neill and directed by John Carpenter. Now this one, I think, is one of John Carpenter's best, most, um, best, least appreciated films, because it really is absolutely amazing. It follows Sam Neill, who's sort of a private investigator who gets hired by a publishing company to track down and find a missing writer that publishes with them. The writer's name is Sutter Kane, and he actually, basically, he's sort of like, the ultimate horror writer. Everybody reads his work. It's, he's like just the most amazing horror writer out there. He outsells Stephen King, sorry, all of this stuff. And you'll need to forgive me, but I'm starting to get a migraine here, so sorry. So anyway, he is, the biggest selling horror author in the world. Outsells Stephen King, outsells Dean Koontz, outsells everybody. And he's gone missing. Nobody really knows where he is, but they need to find him because he wrote his next, final contractually obligated book, and they need to release it, but they don't have it. The only person who has read it is his agent, Sutter Kane's agent. Well, Sam Neill and this gal who works at the publishing company both decide that they're going to try to figure out, where he's at and find him and bring him back so that, they can get this book published, because their publisher is anxiously anticipating this, obviously, since he makes them a great deal of money. Now, there's a great point where Sam Neill is eating in a diner, and all of a sudden this guy just, breaks through the window with an axe, wearing a trench coat, and just, looks right at him and says, "Do you read Sutter Kane?" And, he just kind of stares at him for a while, and then he grabs the axe, and he's about ready to kill him when he gets shot by some police. Turns out that guy is the agent that had read the book. So whoever reads this goes insane. But in order to do some background, research on Sutter Kane, Sam Neill's character decides to, just go and read as many of his novels as he can real quick. And then he notices some weird little symbols on the books, decides to cut out these sections of the book, and it turns out that they make a map to the town that Sutter Kane writes about in his novels, Hobbs End. So Sam Neill and the gal who works for the publishing company follow this map to Hobbs End. They end up staying there, and all sorts of weird, bizarre creepy things that they recognize from the novels show up in it, including this big, dark, scary church. So they end up going there, they get attacked by some dogs and get chased off the first time around, but eventually, towards the end of the film, when all hell is breaking loose and all of these creatures and beings and whatnot from all of Sutter Kane's film, or Sutter Kane's novels begin to appear in the town, including this woman who, I guess, in one of his novels must have turned into some bizarre creature and killed her husband and everything. Begin to just form in the town, and all sorts of crazy things start to happen. There's a point eventually where Sam Neill finally manages to get into the church, confront Sutter Kane, and it turns out that in a very Lovecraftian, possibly one of the most Lovecraftian twists that I've ever seen in any film, including Lovecraft films, it turns out that as he began writing, Sutter Kane asked for, just basically asked these ancient gods or demons or whatever for the ability to write well, and he, in writing, caused more and more people to believe in all of these things, which then caused the belief in these ancient beings to increase, which then caused them to be able to transfer themselves over into our world, and wreak untold amounts of chaos and drive everybody insane and feast on everybody. So, yeah, that's exactly what happens. And there's some great scenes towards the end where, for example, Sam Neill is on a bus and he is asleep and he's talking with Sutter Kane in his dream, and he doesn't believe what Sutter Kane is saying is true, so he has already gotten rid of the manuscript and everything so that it can't get out. And Sutter Kane tells him, "Oh, by the way, did I mention that my favorite color is blue?" And he wakes up and everything is a shade of blue. It's really creepy. I never thought that I would be creeped out by the color blue before, but yeah, it was a pretty insane part of the film, so it was good. Let's see. Also, just Sutter Kane's standing there and literally he rips himself open like he's just a page in a book, and the creatures are crawling out behind him and everything. That was really good. Just everything about this movie is so great. It's very, very Lovecraftian, very creepy, very a subtle creep factor that I just thought was great, and it really ranks in my mind as one of, if not the greatest film that John Carpenter has ever made. Now, ultimately, it turns out that Sam Neill's character is basically just a character who did not exist previous to the novel, and Sutter Kane was writing his last novel, In the Mouth of Madness, and wrote him in, so now that he wrote him in, he exists in the real world. He has memories and everything, but they're not his own, they're just written for him. And basically his entire purpose in the story is to bring this manuscript to the world and drive everybody insane and unleash all of these creatures. So he's essentially a fictitious character, but the story is real, and it's, actually going to happen. Um, so yeah, ultimately he ends up being forced to bring the manuscript back. The book gets published. Everybody's reading it. People are going insane. And can't remember who it is that Sam Neill is talking to, but he mentions something about how, they have to stop selling it because the book is going to drive everybody crazy. And the guy says, well, I hope so. The movie comes out next month. So, of course, Sam Neill ends up in a mental institution because he's the only person who is aware of the, reality of the situation. And now that everybody has gone insane, he just kind of ends up being able to get out, and he meanders through the streets that are all empty and everything, and eventually gets to a movie theater where the film is being played. And he just sits there alone watching the movie, eating popcorn, and he starts laughing because the movie that is, on the screen is the exact same film that we have all just finished watching, starring Sam Neill and everything. And so he's just laughing, and the film ends. I think it's a great ending, just, absolute insanity. It was really well done. And that's it. So, 31 Days of Halloween officially over with this video. This is it. I do not think that I will be doing this many videos in a row for sure anymore. In fact, I probably won't be doing any videos in a row from this point out, because it's hard to find the couple of minutes even that these take to record them. And man, the headaches and just everything that I've got going on, it's just too much for me to do a single video every single day. So yeah, I'm gonna take a well-deserved break here, try to just take care of some other things. At the most, I will have a video out every other week, I think, from this point on, because it's just getting to be a lot. Once in a while, if I see a particularly good movie in the theater that I will review and talk about and everything, I'll I may have some more, but I don't know, that's kind of few and far between. Well, that's all I got for you for this video, so have a good one, take it easy, and I'll see you around.